BPPND editorial by Malcolm X. Rated. City Under Siege, straight from the Panther's mouth. Many people in the melanated communities view the recent post-Maxine Waters demonstration racial hate crime attacks in Long Beach, California on July 23, 2018, in which a 57-year-old African-American grandfather was shot point-blank range in the Pan American Park bathroom by a white supremacist while attending a family reunion, and on July 24, 2018, in Oakland, the Oakland BART MacArthur Station platform's fatal stabbing, in which a young 18-year-old African-American woman was fatally stabbed by a white supremacist as she was leaving the train. As retaliatory actions for making the oath breakers taste the agony of defeat at the Triumph March.
We just coming from a family function, and going on our way home like we usually, don't talk to nobody, just listening to our music, and all of a sudden we transfer, and just to get blindsided by a maniac. For what? I don't know why. And I looked back, and he was wiping off his knife and stood up the stairs and just looked.
Now from Ferguson. Scott, great to see you. Who are they?
Well, the group is called, they're members of the Oath Keepers. They describe themselves as a nonpartisan organization of former U.S. military, law enforcement personnel dedicated to protecting the U.S. Constitution. Others have different labels for them. The Southern Poverty Law Center refers to them as a bit of an anti-government group with a militaristic bent.
Do they think that they're anti-government?
No, they say that they're out here to that they take a vow to uphold the Constitution and that they're up here to promote public safety.
And how are the protesters responding?
Certainly, many in the community here were very uncomfortable about
for making the oath breakers taste the agony of defeat at the Triumph March. History, which is best qualified to reward all research, reveals that for the Romans, a triumph is a ceremonial entrance into Rome of a victorious commander with his army, spoils of war, and captives authorized by the Senate in honor of an important military or naval victory as a public pageant or spectacle, etc. And the people foiled their nefarious schemes. Nonetheless, numerous detractors, mercenary journalists across the country are teaming up to mount a full-blown logamicist, or war of the words, frontal assault on the true daughters and sons of liberty, namely the people, the ATC, or the African Town Coalition, and the Black Panther Party for National Defense. If the revolutionary actions of freedom fighters aren't interpreted and explained to the people, then the very community which they proclaim to serve, protect, and represent becomes fearful of the vanguard. To avoid this haphazard, the BPPND deemed it absolutely necessary to clarify and dispel any and all misnomer concerning the events of the July 19, 2018 Maxine Waters supporters versus Oath Breakers Los Angeles, California demonstration. We don't protest, we contest. Number one, the BPPND doesn't practice the pacifist protest methods of reformist and Anglo-conformity. Instead, we contest white supremacy through proactive confrontation with the white supremacist. Number two, the BPPND were present at the demonstration to defend and repel any potential threat to the urban communities from white supremacists. We were not there to protect Congresswoman Maxine Waters from the alleged marching oath breakers, because as Congresswoman, Maxine Waters already has the alphabets, or the FBI, the LAPD, the state police, and sheriffs at her disposal. Thus, she doesn't need our protection. Number 3, Operation Set Trip on Whitey. War has already been declared generations ago on the melanated race. God has created all men equal, but Nat Turner showed us how to keep things equal. The primary function of the vanguard is to awaken and teach the people through the example of word and deeds the correct strategic method of resistance to the white power structure devoted to the enslavement and the extinction of the melanated race. As the vanguard, we must be resourceful enough to use all means available to transmit this information across to the masses, even with indirect acquaintances provided by the mass media. Whenever any white guard enters the melanated community, feel free and duty-bound to repel, purge, expel, eject, and ethnically cleanse the community invaders from your midst. Number 4, the mass media cheapens and villainizes the burning of the United States of America flag and dismisses that revolutionary show of defiance as political satire and theatrics. In reality, the tearing down of the U.S. flag was a military war game of capture the flag, or a game in which players on each 2 teams seek to capture the other team's flag and return it to their side without being captured or imprisoned. That represents the abolishing the U.S. ideology of a double-standard, hypocritical police state, American society of Anglo-dominance and conformity. Melanated people in the U.S. and the rest of the colonized globe are frequent cultural rape victims, forced to see and honor their U.S. rapists daily. And the burning of the U.S. flag represents melanated reclaiming our own destiny. The people stand together and defiantly to destroy the racist and imperialist policies of the U.S. across the globe. Lastly, the circumambulation touchdown dance around the burning flag represents the war dance in preparation for the enormous looming race war, because America's cities are under siege. The parody of that act is deriding America's ugly history of racist pictures of white Anglo-Saxon Protestants lynching African Americans in a carnival-esque and festive atmosphere, posing as the triumphant Thundercats. Mo! All power to the people. Black power.